Let's see if that works. Okay, and we're live on YouTube again. Finally, that only took a couple of minutes. Gotta turn the sound off. Okay, hi Samuel Gaming. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. As we are just getting started here today, going to be drawing some monsters, some other fun stuff. Hope you're all doing well out there. I have no idea why the streaming and the YouTubes do not want to work together well, but we're up now, and that's what's important. So that's great. Let me get the chat up. Jared Johnson, how are you doing? What up, what up? Good to see you. Let me set this stuff down here. I hope you're all doing well out there. You know, staying safe and healthy and having a good time. I like being at home. It's where all my movies and action figures are. So for me, it is all good. But it's nothing I'd rather be doing than hanging out with you guys and having a good time and, you know, drawing some fun stuff. Like what? I don't know. We'll find out. Jared, I am good, man. We limit ourselves to one takeout per week, just as a little treat. And that was today. So we had Jimmy John's for lunch. And it was excellent. Nice not to have to cook, and just a very delicious treat. So that is good, man. I have no complaints. And with any luck, I'll have a little downtime tonight. I found out that John Carpenter's Body Bags is on Amazon Prime. So I think I'm going to make myself a big old bowl of popcorn and not do anything but focus on the movie. A lot of times I have like a movie on when I'm drawing, or you know, if I have a movie on, I'm also on the computer doing something. But I think this time I'm just going to sit, I'm going to watch, I'm going to enjoy John Carpenter's Body Bags. I haven't seen that movie in, it's probably been 20 years. More than. And I think I want to say the only time I saw it was on television. So hopefully you guys are all, like I said, doing good. We're going to have some fun today. I'm just doodling. I've been really enjoying doing these little character portraits for Call of Cthulhu. So I've been having a really good time with that. So just drawing little faces and stuff like that. Chicken wings. Nice. I don't eat meat, but I do. Chicken wings are delicious. Even though I don't eat them, I completely I get what you're going for, because wings, yes. Yeah, cooking, man. It's I like to cook. It's a good time, but at the same time, it's like it's so nice to not have to do it sometimes. It's so nice just to be able to, you know, have somebody else do it. And the convenience too, because even if like I have my wife cook or whatever, which I don't think either of us are that desperate yet. Uh, even if somebody else cooks, let's say, there's still all the dishes to do and like all that stuff, and so it's I don't know. Getting takeout is it's a nice treat. Kind of a Rondo Hatton looking guy, which reminds me, I think the Rondo Hatton Awards are relatively soon. If not, I think the voting closed already. They're the Classic Horror Awards. So we should do a Rondo Hatton style creeper today if you guys are into that. If you guys don't know who Rondo Hatton is, he was an actor in the like 30s and 40s, classic horror, who had a condition known as acromegaly. I cannot remember the name of his condition, which basically meant that his various features that normally stop growing as a person, say, leaves puberty essentially, and like your nose and your ears kind of get the size they're going to be, and they grow a little bit as you're aging, but his just kept going like constantly. And I gave him a very weird look. They always made him like a big brutish gangster, or in the Creeper movies he was like the Creeper, this big brutish monster guy. It's kind of like horror thriller movies. Good stuff. Worth checking out if you've never heard of Rondo Hatton. But yeah, like I said, I've been playing a lot of Call of Cthulhu. I've been really enjoying that. Been doing these character portraits that are going to be in my game and on sale. Maybe a stock art. So I've really enjoyed drawing people with like the Innsmouth look as their features begin to become more Deep One like. And after scanning, I also colored up the Deep One drawing we did last night, just kind of tinted it. There it is, boing. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of these little people portraits and stuff, so that's been fun. Putting them into digital, manipulating them, and having some fun that way. So it's been good stuff. That looks like a broody guy, kind of like a Bernie Wrightston style guy. And I like it because you can get stuff like this done pretty quick. So I'll tell you what, before we move in, let me just bust out the inks and get this guy inked. Once again, I think I'm just gonna stick, right now at least, to the pens. I like the SP, so let's use the brush here, and we can get into this. So what have you guys all been doing since Tuesday or whenever? Anybody have any good stories? Anything fun that's been happening to you? Anything of interest that you'd like to bring up? Any good movies you watched? Books you've read? I have been doing a little bit of reading. You know me, I'm a big fantasy guy. And so I have been working my way through The Claw of the Conciliator, which is the second in Gene Wolfe's epic Book of the New Sun. Classic fantasy stuff. Science fantasy, but fantasy nonetheless. Let's give him some real nice thick lines here. And that's been great. I also have been reading some short stories. Lovecraft stuff. I've got 5 Lovecraft stories left, and then I've read every piece of fiction that Lovecraft wrote, like under his own, not with somebody, but on his own. So all the famous ones are there. So that's cool. 5 stories. 2 of them are only a couple pages each. So that's pretty sweet. Maboose Cast, welcome to the stream. And Hercules Against the Moonmen, very nice. Gotta love Mystery Science Theater. Is that a Joel or a Mike episode? Love Mystery Science Theater. Watched a ton of it when I was a kid. I remember that for whatever reason, I think it was on Sundays on like the Sci-Fi Channel. These were the Mike years, so later. And we'd come home from church, which I always wasn't a big fan of going to church, but coming home was great because my mom would usually stay. She was in like the choir and she had other churchy business type stuff. But my dad would make us pancakes, and we'd throw on like Mystery Science Theater. Came on at like 9:30, 10, or not 9:30, so like 10:30, 11, something like that. And that was always a highlight of the week. I love that stuff. Joel episode, okay, sweet, sweet. So can't go wrong with a little MST. It's at this point that I kind of like to decide in a drawing where my light's going to be. And nothing too crazy with this one. But definitely want to get the maybe coming down yay wise. Yoink. Yeah, Joel, pretty sweet, man. I've seen some of his old like stand-up stuff he did, even before like MST. And it's funny. It's good. The guy's got a great sense of humor. Whoop. I like to give some lines here and there to just make it look like, creepy. This dude, make him look like heavy. Like he's gonna come at you in a dark alley. Where he looks like the kind of a leg breaker that would work for a mafia boss. Like an old-timey mafia don would employ this guy to go break your thumbs. Sweet. Kind of like The Goon, if you guys know that comic at all. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Look it up. I think I missed my calling. I think Mafia Leg Breaker would have been a good career path for myself. But, you live and you learn, right? Maybe in the next life, huh? Okay. So I'm happy with what we did with the brush. Let's switch it back over to our thinner stuff. And again, I've just been going kind of sketchy with it. Squinty, beady little eyes. Like a doll's eyes. We'll get some texture. I kind of like the idea that he's like all pory in the nose. Like this dude does not take care of himself. Not in the slightest. Yeah, like I said, tonight I'll be watching John Carpenter's Body Bags. Sweet. Stick him in a body bag. That's from The Karate Kid, but the Body Bags movie will be a lot of fun. Even if it doesn't have Daniel LaRusso in it. That's okay. Not every movie does. Big, thick eyebrows. When I'm doing any kind of drawing of a character, I'm usually thinking about like what the character's like, what their deal is, right? And that impacts like everything I'm doing in the drawing. Like this guy, right? He's a leg breaker, right? He's a big, thick, heavy guy, so that means everything on him, make it big, make it thick, make the eyebrows big and thick. You know, insert your own pun or joke wherever you like. Exactly, Jared. Yeah, exactly. You got it. They tend to frown on that, the exfoliating. I don't know. If I was a leg breaker, I would. And I'd be so good at breaking legs that nobody would say anything twice about my skincare routine. 4 a.m. watching Conquest. Oof. You know, Lucio Fulci is incredible, but sword and sorcery I don't think was necessarily his thing, you know. I remember it being very surreal. Like a lot of fog effects everywhere, a lot of misty stuff that they're walking through. Isn't there like muddy cave people in that movie? I hope I'm thinking of the right movie. You know what though? That takes me back because again, not to wax too nostalgic on you guys, but yeah, Fridays and Saturday nights, mainly Saturday nights, staying up late watching Joe Bob Riggs on TNT, and they'd show all these crazy movies super late, almost like a fever dream. Did I really just watch that? Good times. Takes me back. I'm gonna put him in some ratty old shirt here. Yeah, that's the best way to watch some kind of weirdo movie. 4 in the morning, the whole world's quiet. Like at 5 a.m., people start getting up. You know, psychopaths, as I call them. No, I joke. If you get up at 5 a.m., good on you. But that is too early for me. We got up at 5:30 today. My wife had a meeting at 6 a.m. And it's like, gosh, it is just too early. Hmm. Anyway, yeah, 4 a.m. is like I, I I know they say midnight's the witching hour. It always will be. But there's plenty of people up at midnight. Plenty of people get up at 5 in the morning. At 3 and 4, like that's the magic hour when the world's asleep. Except for the cool people watching crazy movies on TV. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see. Paulie got manicures and was very meticulous about his hair. Oh, cool. I have not watched The Sopranos, Jared. It's been on my to-do list for like 12 years now. But he got manicures and was good about his hair. Yeah. See, that's the way to do it, man. Not taking crap from no one. All right, cool. And let's see. Cave People in Conquest. Nice. Peak Weird Dream Logic. Yes. Fulci's so good at that, though. Like, I really do feel that's where he shines. You know, things just like, there's nothing quite like it. A couple of months back, I watched City of the Living Dead, which I'm like 99% sure that's a Fulci movie, but if it's not, forgive me. And yeah, just the weird, like, things don't quite make sense, and that's okay. That's good. Give this guy a little shade. He's throwing shade. Five times. All right, cool. Maybe I'll get into it. My wife and I are on a flying through the seasons of Supernatural on Netflix, trying to get caught up. So maybe when that's done, we'll get into that. Give it a whirl. There we go. See, this is perfect. This can be, again, like I can easily make this into a Cthulhu character portrait. You need a rough and tumble ex-boxer turned dock worker? This your guy. Let's hit it with a little bit more of the brush in some dark areas now that we're good. So like the back of his, I don't know what kind of hat you'd call that. I know that has a name, but I don't know the name. If anybody knows the name of the type of hat he's wearing, let me know. But that, yeah. And then under the nose here as it connects over, we're going to do a little sweet nose music. Give him a nose shadow. More chin shadow here. There we go. I dig it. All right, let's do a little more texturing, and then we'll call it a day on this guy. Some more of this sweet nose pores. This is big old blackheads. This man needs get this man some coconut oil stat. Some sweet Lawrence Fishburne pores on the cheeks. Maybe some, I don't know if they're a little bit of stubble around the chin here. We can do little eyelid folds here like that. All right, cool. All right, sweet. Okay, we got ourselves a little leg breaker here. That was a fun warm up. I feel warmed up. Should be dry enough to kind of hit this with the eraser here, at least in some of the sections. That's perfect. I can get this in the computer, scanned up, cleaned up. Oh, that's smeared. That's all right. It happens. Yeah, that area in the nose was not dry at all. Let's hit it again. And there we go. A flat cap or a driving cap? Thank you, Jared. There we go. That's a sweet that's a sweetie pie, this guy right here. His catchphrase is just the sound of him cracking his own knuckles. Like something like that. That's it. Maybe some grunts. Very cool. Let's draw Rondo Hatton. Here we go. Boom. I'm going to use this VHS tape as my only reference. And we're going to go from there. So let's do it. Samuel Gaming. How do I feel about not going outside? Generally fine. I mean, I live in a planned community, so I can still go outside. I just, stay 10 feet away from people if I'm going for a walk. So being outside's not really a problem. But in terms of not being able to go shopping and stuff, generally I'm fine with that. I like being in, chatting with you guys. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm sure it'll get old at some point, but for now, I'm just hunkered down and I'm in it to win it, So that is where I'm at. So let's do some Rondo sketches. We got the back too, yeah, with the statue. Great flick. Sorry if that's super glaring. But yeah, I definitely like the idea of Rondo with his creeper hat on. Looking all menacing. I love this lighting from beneath here. Oop, on that. I don't want to just copy it. So let's go. Let's get a good pose going for our pal Rondo. Feel like I'm just gonna subconsciously copy this. Maybe have it be an up under the chin shot. What I like to call the bane of every artist. That under the chin shot is, I find, so difficult. Way more difficult than hands or feet. So here's the chin, there's a shadow. So basically we'll construct the skeleton. This is Jaws doing that. He's got a very pronounced chin. And a big lips. And we will not really be seeing much of the bottom lip. If we go into a side view, right? There's his jaw, there's his chin. Get a little bit of that, and then the bottom lip curves this way. So we're not going to see much of it, but we will see the top lip. We will see a lot of the underside of the nose. himself a big nose. And the upper portion of the nose will disappear a little bit. And then a big forehead we'll see a lot as we go up. Right, there's the nose. The forehead comes out. He's got a hefty forehead ridge. It's that underside we'll see. And then the eyes will be in there too. So we're going to see a nice big chunk of the underside of his have him looking down. And the area under the eyes we'll see a lot, and not as much of the lids. So again, heavy features, high cheekbones here. Sloping brow down to the ears here. Large ears. And we'll give him this hat. The creeper hat. Which is just a fedora. Okay, so that's a roughie. That's a rough sketch. Yeah, so it's a roughie. That is a rough sketch of kind of what I'm going for. Whether or not I like it is a different story. I don't know. Any comments before we try to do this thing for real style? And I do like the idea of like the hands. The like creeper hands. Lit from the bottom. Pardon me. Hi, Mr. Bloodhorn. How you doing today? I'm good. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Hope everything's going good in your neck of the woods. Yeah, basically what I want to draw is the last thing somebody sees before Rondo Hatton strangles them. So that's fun to me. Agua. Delicious. Those big, beefy Rondo shoulders. And again, since we're lit from the bottom, we're going to have things like that. Up upper part of the eyelids is going to be shadowed. The sloping brow parts are going to be shadowed. The upper part of the cheeks. What's that? Shadowed? You got it. Oh, thank you, man. Much appreciated. I'm glad you like it. Good to do Friday the 13th again. I don't know what it is about the Friday franchise that just there's so many other slashers, and I know there's you got your Freddy people, you got your Michael Myers people, but for me in terms of slashers, I love Jason. I love Friday movies. I don't know what it is about them. It does it for me, Thank you, Samuel. Much appreciated. But yeah, drawn Jason in a spooky old cemetery. Wonderful. Can't be beat. Okay, cool. So I have my rough game plan ready to go here. Let's see the lights coming from like yay. So the underside of the hands will be hit. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. 3 o'clock. Okay, we got it. We have time. We have time. Let me grab a sheet of paper. And a frame. Let's do this thing. Just for use later. Here we go. Perfection. Time to bust out. I love these. From my parents' garage, the old metal scissors, man. These things, I swear to God, could cut through Superman. They are so sharp. They don't make them like this anymore. There's something so satisfying about that sound. I don't know if you guys are getting that. Here's the Markers and Monsters ASMR video for you. Wonderful. Alrighty. So I got a paper popped out. Measure 2 1/4, find the center. 2 1/4. Super duper. Yeah, for any of you people that like sounds, the sound of old steel scissors cutting through Bristol board Incroyable. Okay, good deal. So let's get our Rondo roughed in. See, I don't know if the Rondo upskirt. I don't know if the Rondo upshot is does him any favors in terms of his menace. I don't know. There's only one thing we can do, our best. So that's what I'm going to do. Get those lips put in. I'll only see a little bit of that bottom lip there. And he's got that nice pronounced chin here. So that section will be lit pretty well. This section will be in shadow. That will be in shadow too. And then we're going to do like the nares of the nose will create a cast shadow here. This is the brow line here. Eyes will be in there. You can draw the eyelids looking very, very heavy. Yeah, I don't know how Rondo-y he's looking. But that's the whole point of drawing it out first this way. We can figure out any mistakes in pencil easy. Once we get to inking, all bets are off. Get his ears put in. Definitely don't want his face to be as wide as it is. So, jaw coming that way. Adam's apple here. Yeah, I don't know how Rondo-y this is looking, guys. A little not what I'm wanting, but we're going to keep working at it. Refining away. And it's good practice, at least, with that lighting. His eyebrows in there. Again, keeping him heavy. Upper portion of the face is going to be shadowed except for a couple little bits. Let's work on this lip a little bit. Make that chin more pronounced. All right. Starting to get a little better, I think. So if that's a little washed out for you guys, if you can't see it, let me know. But otherwise, I will keep rondo hattening here. So I think a couple things need to change. I think it needs to stretch his chin a little more. Same with the underside of the eyes. Upper part of the lids needs shadowed. Like so, and then like that. Boy, I'm so glad I picked a nice, easy thing to do today. That's all right. I always say it's the challenges. That's what make you a better artist. And even if it doesn't turn out, getting through it is important. So the underside of the cheeks are going to be, you guessed it, lit. And big prominent ears too. With the upper portions being in shadow. Noid you tut this thing. Okay. So come down, yay. You have his heck of a pronounced jaw there. The top of the jaw shadowed. Like such. A little bit like that. And then the fedora. Yeah, the great thing about Rondo in these movies, in addition to the that incredible look, which again, I don't know how much is exploitation. The fact that they're using his, caused by a genetic issue, that look in an almost exploitative manner, but the dude got work, So I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm sure you could write a whole dissertation on it if you really wanted to. Either way, I'm glad these movies exist. You always go back to that. You always wonder like what the ethical thing to do is. Are people being exploited? And if so, you don't want anybody to profit off of that. It's too much sometimes, man. Too many questions in this wacky world of ours. All right, let's draw some strangling hands. So as the hands are coming up, we're going to say these are the palms here. With thumbs there. Let's see, so we'll do it's the underside of that. And then, of course, the noble pinky finger. And then we can do the same on the other side. Rough in where we want to have the palms and whatnot. And then do each finger almost like its own thing. Because they are their own things. Almost. It's almost like your fingers are each their own separate finger. Huh. Learn something new every day, guys. Rondo is not wearing mittens. There we go. I don't know. I don't know if those hands are big enough. I think they can and should be bigger. Shouldn't have dainty little, I don't know, croissant eating hands. He needs to have big old man strangling hands. No offense to anybody out there that has croissant eating hands. That's cool too. But you're probably not employed as a man strangler. I don't know, maybe you are though, you know? I feel that if you work hard enough, you can overcome your physical limitations. If you've always wanted to strangle somebody for money and you've got tiny hands, hey, you're going to have to work twice as hard, but, you know, there's nothing stopping you from pursuing your passions. It's something I've learned over my years. Words of wisdom. All right, good enough. Good enough. So I don't know. Maybe he's going to strangle somebody with them hands. Maybe he's about to unwrap a Christmas present. And we're the point of view of the present. You be the judge. All right. And then in the background, there we go. Okay, good. Jared, I hear you on that. I think it's my thought is that being fascinated by things is fine. Like reading about them and whatnot is fine. That's like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. You know, that's just like an interest. And by being interested in that, it's not like you're giving the people that are the problem like funds, you know? If you're reading about like history and stuff. You know, there's plenty of people that are interested in the history of, say, like World War II. And by buying a book on World War II, Hitler's not getting any money. So that's a good thing. So I think that's okay, definitely. But yeah, it's so tough to... It's so tough to kind of... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Know what the right thing to do in some cases is. But I do hear you about the sideshows and whatnot. It's such a fascinating subject. But yeah, so sad. Let's talk about something happy. What was the town in Florida that all the circus performers, the in the freak shows, retired to? Was that Jupiter? They started their own like little town there. See, I think that's good. kind of took care of their own and started their own place. Jupiter, Florida was also home for a while to the Burt Reynolds Museum. But that's gone too, from what I understand. I've never been to I've been to the circus when I was a kid. They, obviously had them in the 80s and 90s. They were rare. But I don't know how much they have here now. I remember I got to ride a camel, rode an elephant. I remember the Westmoreland County Fair had a freak show, but I was too young. I wasn't allowed. It was like 18 and over. And I wasn't allowed in. Of course, that was like the only place I really wanted to go in the whole carnival. That and to ride the Gravitron. We're going to keep the inks kind of sketchy on that. Hopefully you guys are able to see that okay. There we go. That's good. Let's do the other side. That's awesome. That is a good story. That's a lot of fun. For a minute there, when I read the word courted as counterfeited, and I was like, oh crap, they turned to a life of crime. Awesome. That is pretty sweet, though. Love, man. It's the best stuff there is. Hey, Nerd Hollow, welcome to the stream. That's pretty cool. That's nice that they'd rehire him every wintertime. I know there's people that do like the Ren Fair circuits are often in like the same kind of deal where they they work at a place until it's Rennie season and then just like that's their life then. For whatever, they just go to like Renaissance Fair to Renaissance Fair to Renaissance Fair. I think there's a certain personality type to do that kind of a thing. You know? To be like, okay, I'm going to just travel the country going to various places and work there and then eventually be done with it. Charity was 70 pounds. Holy cow, that is a living skeleton. That's really touching, though. And depending on how long ago it is, the fact that she carried him over the threshold, # feminism. That's some good stuff. Okay, where's my brush? I'm going to need to shell out for some new nibs. Bleh. Hopefully I can find some place it's still shipping. Some ink too. That's great though. I love stories like that. People living their lives, man, just trying to be happy. Some shadow there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look into that. I haven't been to the Renaissance Fair in a while, but the times that I went, I had a really good time. Yeah, I would definitely see what's going on. I bet you come September, October in this country, it is places like that are going to be just like packed. I think everybody's going to really be so happy to get out and go. But that's not a complaint. I think those things, like the performers themselves, they're going to be so excited to be out doing what they love that the Renaissance fairs and other places like that are going to be really good this year, as people are just so excited to be getting back at it. They're going to bring their like A game, like their 130% every day. So that's going to be very cool. Hi, Connor Halligan. How you doing today? Glad you could make it. Welcome to the stream. So this is where things get a little, yeah, for me. The upper part of the lip here. Gotta get that done. All right, we're coming along, guys. We're rocking and rolling on our boy Rando Hatton. Yeah, definitely this year I want to get out to some of the festivals, all the extra cons that have been, things have been canceled. So it's going to be so good when everything finally opens up. I think everybody and their mother's going to be out, going to be having a good time. So, man, I think this is going to be the year to go. Later in the year, of course, but in general, I'm looking forward to it. Plus, while I don't cosplay myself, I always enjoy seeing what other people do. And with everybody cooped up inside, man, can you imagine the cosplays when people finally premiere them in like, August, September? They're going to be insane, man. They're going to be so good. People got nothing to do but work on your giant, like, I don't know, Warhammer 40K armor with LEDs and all that stuff. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Very excited for that. Very excited for all that cool stuff. Okay, let's do this hat brim. There's where his ears are touching behind him. Hudamar Vahidi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but how you doing today? Rondo's coming along. Yeah, very excited about all the cosplays and everybody else. Very excited about a lot of stuff. Let's see. Exactly. It's gonna be really good cosplay this year. And I think everything's gonna be good. I think we're gonna see a lot of really cool like self-published indie comics and board games, and as everybody just has a little less need to be like produce, got to get it out now. I think the amount of creativity, the amount of time people are going to take to get things done and get things right is just going to be tremendous. So I think it's going to be good stuff. There's a lot to look forward to. Okay, let's get his creeper cap finished up here. Hopefully that translates. I don't have any like reference, so it's all just going off of, whatever. So who knows how this is going to turn out, but that's all right, man. We're taking risks. So then the tops of his fingers, of course, are going to be dark. Down to the undersides, which are going to be nice and lit. I don't know why I decided to do this side first. Seems like a mistake, but whatever. Okay, so again, like so, down to the tips here. Now we definitely need to make sure the back sides are a nice strong line. We should actually bust out the old script liner for that. For these upper knuckles. There we go. I don't know what Rondo Hatton's hands look like, but doing the best I can here. Doing an artistic interpretation. Oh, glad to hear, man. That's great. Glad it feels good to get back into it. And we're going to keep the hands a little loosey-goosey. Nothing beats a little drawing. I'm partial to it myself. Okay, keep the undersides good. Now we can of course add in his suit jacket here. And where's my brush? We're of course going to make that like super dark. Like so. There we go. Sweet, sweet. Let's see here. Oh, cool. I've not played Mark of Kree. I'll have to check that out. PS2. Were there a lot of art books for games at that point in time, Nerd Hollow? I'm not as familiar with art books during that time. I know when I was playing PS2 games, I had no money to buy art books. It was all I could do to keep myself in PS2 games. I hear you on that. And now there's so many good ones. I need to get still that Yoshitaka Amano art book from the Final Fantasy series. I'm sure there's like a Doom Eternal art book. That would be great. Love those designs. From the bigger games, yeah, I could see that. When I was playing most of my PS2 games, I was in college. So, you know, I don't think I was abreast on how many art books there were. That would be awesome though to get a couple of those, like some of the older ones. Okay, cool, cool. Kind of loosed in there. And let's add in some of the darks again for his sleeve here. This way. Da-da-da. Back into there. Keep it loose. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. There we go. Again, not really worried too much about it. Let's roughen the Adam's apple here. jacket, collar, big shoulders. All right, cool. So next up, if our light's coming from down here, zooming up, his suit is black, so we're going to have black suit here. The tops of the underside of the collar is going to be fine. The tops of the collars, however, are going to be, let's say, grayish. So let's do that a little in like that. Any of the wrinkles on top, the shadow is going to come from on top of them, not from below. There we go. And then we can bippity bop in this doobity bip bop, this thing down here. Let's see. Cool thing about Mark of Kree's narration. Oh, cool. That sounds awesome. I'm going to have to look that game up. Is it an RPG? Like an action game? Okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. Little shading in his ears here on the back end. It's getting a little Rondo Hatton-y. Ugh. Calling your words elude you. And for the background, we're going to do... I just want it to be pretty simple, honestly. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love the God of War. I haven't played any past God of War 2, but the first two I really liked. Yoinks. Let's keep it going with this. Like so. And then I'm trying to think how I want this to go. If it's going to be like back there. I know, technical. Let's bust out. I have... It's one of the older ones, but the 1.0 with the nibby. Someone sneak it up to strangle Rondo. There's an even bigger Rondo behind this Rondo. I'm going to keep it simple, but I love where your head's at. Love where your head's at with that. It's just it's one of those Rondo statues from the movie come to life. Who are some of your guys' favorite movie, like, heavy / tough guy roles? I always liken Rondo to like a Tor Johnson. Love Tor Johnson. Yeah, Tor Johnson's usually a good one. I don't know if Sidney Greenstreet would be considered, but I think when he was younger, he did some like mob roles like that. James Cagney, great gangster actor. You know, Michael Berryman, Maboose, Dr. Maboose. That's a good one right there. Very good choice. Michael Berryman, and he definitely had that look. All right, sweet, sweet, sweet. Thank you, Mr. Bloodhorn. It's Michael Berryman. He just passed, right? Like just like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Something I remember I heard, and that's sad. Okay, sweet. We can erase some of this to kind of clean up, like, and then we can actually see what the hell we're looking at. Okay, coming along. All right. Hey, not too shabby. So far, I'm liking it. Needs a couple of little touch-up areas here and there. You're right, James Gandolfini in True Romance. Good call, Jared. Probably doesn't need to be said, but I love that scene with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper. So good. Thank you, Nerd Hollow. Much obliged. I appreciate that. I don't know how I feel about, again, the chin. It's like, God almighty, why is it so hard to draw chins from the underside? Why do you have to make it so difficult on me? Chins. Ugh. Oh yeah, it's great. It's a great movie to begin with, but yeah, that scene specifically to me is a standout. What time do we got? 4:02. I think this needs to be darkened. There we go. Good deal. That was fun for me. I think just a little bit with the white paint pen. And I'm going to call this one a day. What would you guys like to see next? Anything in particular? There we go. Just to add a little extra emphasis. Yeah, not my favorite, but honestly, pardon me, honestly, good practice at the very least. I know what I need to work on, definitely, is this area right in here. The underside of the chin as it gets round and you're looking up. How do you convey that better? It's tough. You know, yeah, I don't think that would help too much. Yep, gotta stop monkeying with it. Well, very cool, very cool. So that's in honor of Rondo Hatton. Our man from House of Horrors, which I believe is the sequel to the Creeper movie, called The Creeper. But just like with any of these Universal type movies, sequel is a very loose, a loosey-goosey thingamabobber. Very loosey-goosey bit. All right. So that's very cool. Jared, yes, done. We're doing an old crone. We got ourselves Rondo Hatton, and we got ourselves this meathead right here. His name is Lunk Chisel Lips. I don't know. Let's go with that. Lunk. So very cool. Very cool. Glad I got to practice on this. I love the loosey-goosey style. It kind of gives me a bit of a Bernie Wrightson vibe. Love Bernie, so been looking at a lot of his stuff. I think it's flowed into me subconsciously, but I'm happy with that. Let's get into our old crone drawing. So we got about an hour left. I don't know if I want to do it 6x6 or 4x4. 6x6 gives us a little bit of a detail. A little bit more room for detail, I should say. But I don't know if I'll be able to get it done in an hour. 4x4 is a little tighter. You guys think about that. I want to look something up real quick. Pardon me. And we're going to do our nice old crone. I know I have another sheet of paper laying around here. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see here. Yeah, sounds good. All right. I've looked up what I wanted to look up. Let's stick with the 4x4 for now, because I know I can get that. I can get it done. And that's what I'd like. I want to make sure I can get it done for you guys. So if you need me to zoom in, I can zoom in. You guys let me know while I bring up a little bit of reference for old ladies. Because I can't draw one just right off the top of my head. You know who plays a great old crone lady? Eartha Kitt and Ernest Scared Stupid. Yep. Love her in that movie. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I have some reference here from old lady. I just brought up old ladies. Google image search. And we can go from there. So it gives me some of the idea about, where the wrinkles fall and stuff like that perfectly. So let's make her sinister. Let's make this lady an old witch. I think that would be awesome. Which way should she be looking? I always draw people looking in this direction. Let's have her be in that direction. More or less. Kind of, we'll do that looking down kind of a situation. So we can kind of see the furrowed brow, give that a nice menacing look. What do you guys think for the facial expression? I'm thinking like kind of a toothless smile, right? But with menace. Like she's evil, but no reason for her to flaunt it, She's getting you to do things that you don't want to do. Let's give her a prominent chin. She's got to have those cheekbones. Wearing a shawl. And then let's do... Let's have her have a kind of a bulging eye. Like the old superstition, she's got the evil eye. let's have her other eye be kind of like squinty. Kind of closed. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. There we go. And honest to God, this is the thing I do. But because I'm, Casper White, I always tend to draw the same. I tend to draw white people constantly. And one thing I want to definitely do is get more diversity into my drawings. So I'm going to make our old crone like African American here. I hope that doesn't come across in a negative way, But I always just tend to draw the same people over and over again. So I hope nobody takes offense if I make an ugly old witch African American. I'm not trying to make any statements there. I'm just trying to get a little more diversity in. I don't know if that'll come across, because when doing this, it's like so. Everything's so exaggerated. I don't know if the ethnicity of the individual I'm drawing is going to come is even going to be apparent one way or the other. Okay, warty nose. She's got some chin hairs. Let's see here. Beastmaster, yes. Yeah, they did those. He gets it from those women that are Rip Torn's sorceresses, and they're all sexy except for their faces. They're all gross. They've got disgusting faces, but they've got supermodel bodies. You know? Peplum Sword and Sorcery. What is Mabooscast? What is Peplum? I don't know if I'm familiar with the term. Is that the producer or production company or the genre or? Let me know. Yeah, Beastmaster Nerd Hollow, amazing. I think you might have left last week when I recommended that people watch this movie. That's just literally sitting beside my desk at all times. Boom. It's terrible. I love it. Oh, yeah. Crazy Big Guy and Beastmaster. At some point, I think he fights somebody like that. There's the big dudes that they're big bodybuilder guys, and they interject worms into their brains and cover them in leather gimp masks, and they have spiked gauntlets and feet. Oh, cool, Maboose. I've never heard that term. That's awesome, though. I'm gonna have to look that up. Like the you're right, the old Hercules movies and stuff. That's very very cool. I never knew there was a term for that. The Italian version. That's awesome. Thank you for that. And Nerd Hollow, yes, there is a part two. As I said before, it's awful, but I love it. Here, I'll just remember the first Beastmaster, pretty good sword and sorcery movie. Look at this one. We've got a car. We've got a Valley Girl from the 90s. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He travels to 1990s LA. How bad is it? He travels to 1990s LA. Enough said. It's amazing. Go watch it. Okay, so for her attire, what do you guys think? Should she be wearing like a hood? I was thinking like I want her to look like she has she's maybe so old and her clothes are like super outdated. But what do you guys think? Like a hood? Should she have her hair? You know, I want to have like real stringy, gross hair and stuff like that. Just like, just some very, very old woman. We also got to start thinking about now where the light's going to be coming from. I'm thinking up this way onto the face. And again, we'll do some like really heavy shadowing and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all that. Let's see. A hood. Okay. We'll do a hood. Sounds good. Hood sounds good. Your wife's going to hate you. Oh, come on. She's not going to hate you. She's just going to quietly pack her bags and head out the door. No hate involved. Just immediate leaving. That's what my wife would do. Be like, honey, we're watching Beastmaster movies. She'd be like, you're watching Beastmaster movies. Okay, a hood. Let me get a good hood reference just so I know what I'm working with here. So I typed in witch hood in Google and I got tons and tons of like sexy witches. I need an old gross witch. Come on, guys. I need an old tattered hood. so the ears are here. That's what I need to remember. There we go. Okay, gross old witch. We can add in some hair coming down. Getting a real like stringy, lanky, gross hair. Kind of pouring out the front of the hood. There we go. Okay, I feel confident that I can start in with the these things, the things that make the black ink. Starting with the inks. Oh, My Hero Academia, that's a good show. Okay, so you know what? Let's not do the multi-liner first. Let's go in with the thinner and really get these outlines done. So I'm going to do the underside of the brow here. And then that, yes, I'm just kind of going to, as I want that to be really dark. So let's give her the eye lights coming from that way. As it's coming from that way, it's going to get thinner over here. And that underside of the eye where like the lid's kind of protruding. Got to make sure that's nice and heavy. Heavy, man. Heavy, man. It's heavy, Doc. Yeah, that's the 3 out of 3 streams that we got a Michael J. Fox reference, so I'd like to keep that trend going. Okay, let's make our way down. We'll do this, the nose. Again, I don't think she exfoliates too much. Oh, the Polanski one. Is that that's not the Mel Gibson one, is it? No, it's not. That's the one from the 80s. I don't know if I've seen it, Jared. There's a part of me that thinks I have, but I can't remember where or when or any of that fun stuff. I'm going to have to look that up, though. Check it out. If I don't remember, then I need to get a refresher. Whoa, Maboose Cast. That's awesome. That definitely sounds like a fever dream of delightful proportions. When you say fight, was it like a wrestling movie? Like, Mexican like luchador wrestling? Like did they fight that way? Because that's awesome. let's get this hair kind of at least started. Then we can go in and start adding in our various lines. And keep going from there. That is awesome, Mabooscast. I really need to figure out what that is and watch it right now. I think Mexican horror films are some of the most like underrated. They're so good, like the Santo films. I love it. What is it? The Devil Dolls is good. What's the one where the thing, it's like a head that sucks people's brains out with his tongue? The Brainiac, I think. Another classic. Very underrated stuff was coming out of Mexico. Okay, we got this crone started up. Yeah, I love doing stuff like this where you can just exaggerate like crazy. Just add in all these lines and that's just fun. Okay, it is the Brainiac. Nice. Let's see here. More delirious than the Lucha films. Oh my god. Yes. This is my new holy grail. I need to find what this is. Let's see. Jared, that's awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to check and see if I haven't. I'm gonna revisit that one because I don't remember that as much, and that sounds incredible. Right up my alley. I love all that stuff. I hope there's fog too. Fog on the beach. Brainiac is the weird tongue monster. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Mabooscast, yes, please do. Yeah. You had me at Little Red Riding Hood fights the Universal Monsters. That sounds awesome. Basically anything fighting the classic monster lineup, anything in the world, and I'm in. Like if you said I have a videotape of Smurfs fighting the Universal Monsters, yes, 100%. I want that in my life. I think you're all warty and just gross. I love gross stuff. Gross stuff like this, I should say. Okay, good. Yeah, if you throw it in the chat is good, Maboose, or even if you just want to email it to me or whatever, that's fine too. I thought I was watching Body Bags tonight. Wrong. It's good. Sorry, guys. I'm just thinking about this lighting. Kind of love the effect that my worn nib is giving with that streakiness. There we go. I can go in and add in some of the shading here. I want to make sure her hood casts a shadow on her head. Witches are awesome. Good idea, Jared. Thanks for reminding me. The like EC style old crone. Nerdola, that's awesome. Just boom, and then you have it. Okay, let's do some. Like so. Okay, very cool. Works perfectly too. I like it too. I could use this in like a D&D game. Although if I say this old woman approaches you and asks you to go find her some mushrooms in the forest, I don't think anybody's gonna do that. Maboose. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can figure it out. All right, thank you, man. Much appreciated. That'll make for a good evening, I think. A fun evening. All right, guys, what else does our old crone need? I feel like she needs something. And I don't know what. Lighter on the lip there. This was a fun one to sketch. Okay, I'm happy with that. Just there's a couple bits of texture here and there. Don't need much, but just a tiny bit. And there we go. Cool. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna boost that. That's not a problem. All right, guys. Old crone. There we go. I could just keep adding lines to this like all day. Very EC horror style. Which is never a bad thing. Let's give her one little dot right there. And that'll make it look a little more like she's looking at you. Let me see if I can get this closer to the camera. So it's a little more in focus. And then hold up. There we go. It's a little more in focus. Hopefully you can see the details a little better. As I like all the little deets. The deets and the doots. Much fun to draw. I like that a lot. That was great. So thank you for the suggestion, Jared. Well, I have the camera here. Let me grab this guy we warmed up with. I got him done in like 20 minutes. Real easy. What was the name again? Lunk Chisel Lips. Yeah, Jared, that dead eye. Yep. Yeah, she's got the evil eye and then she's got that dead eye. So, very cool. This was a blast to do. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Yeah, Lunk Chisel Lips here. Kind of a different style with inking. But I still like it. A lot of fun. And then we got, of course, our boy, Rando Hatton. Kind of. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Not the best drawing. I'm a fan of this witch, actually. She's awesome. Okay, so let's see here. There we go. Everything's a little more in focus there. Hopefully you guys could see the details. Good to do inking. I love ink. Stuff is just so much fun. Oh, let me stretch. I think I'm going to go for a walk after this. It looks pretty good. Dead Eyes. So for my other Cthulhu-y drawings, I think these guys will fit in. Now these guys I colored once I inked. We got some like people with Innsmouth look. We got an old guy. We got a high school kid. Some girl with Innsmouth look. A professor. This guy. And this nervous looking lady. I think I have some more somewhere, but I don't know. So that's good. So I've been doing a lot of these 4x4 drawings. They've been a blast. It's a great size to work at. Highly recommend if you guys can pick up a pack of these or just cut your own, right? But they're the Strathmore Artist Tiles. It's just their Bristol board, just pre-cut into 4" by 4" things, and you get 20 of them. So can't recommend these enough. They're great. Strathmore's what I use for my ink. It works really well. Although I'm going to have to buy some new replacements. Ooh, do it, you tut. So that worked out pretty good, guys. That worked out. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. Let's get out a fresh one. We can wrap stuff up in 15 minutes here. What are you guys thinking? Monsters? Aliens? Strange weirdo people? People with dead eyeballs? People with their eyes that have burst out of their heads? Eyeballs that grew legs and climbed out of your head like they were spiders? Oh, Jesus, God. Yeah, so this guy's like howling. As his eyes are now gone because they've grown legs and crawled out of his head. It's like, no, God, why? Okay, thumbs toward the outside. And then let's have his eyes here. And they've grown gross legs that are made out of his eyeball veins. What the hell is wrong with me? Oh, that's all right. Oh, that's fun. I don't know what I don't know what is wrong with me. I don't know, but you know what? I'm not changing. Definitely need the little legs to be made of his eyeball veins and nerves and ugh. I don't know. Yeah. I love those movies like where someone's hand comes to life and tries to kill him. Oh, good. Nerd Hollow, nice. Drawn some Jawas and their amazing sand crawler. Okay, so we've got the underside here. There we go. Draw some blood oozing out of this dude's eyeball. Man, getting your eyes ripped out. Terrible. Crawling Claw, nice. I would have been a Varghoul, if you know what that is. While my players were exploring a wizard's tower, they found this wizard's bedroom, and he had a locked like bedside drawer, and they spent like 20 minutes trying to open this because they're like, oh man, there's going to be some amazing spell book in there. And they found his smut books. 50 Shades of Varghoul was one of them. Let's see here. That's great though, to be a crawling claw running around. If I was the DM, I'd totally let my player be able to wear 5 rings because they can't use any other magic items. Oh, this little eyeball, he's like really cute actually. I do not want to ever lose my sight. That's like a fear of mine. But if my eyeballs ever came to life and burst out of my head, I'd hope that only one did it and then I could keep it as a pet. That's just, that would be great. I mean, not that I don't want my eyeballs to burst out, but if they did, having one run around and be your pet in a little like tank, that's the way to do it. Let's make tears of blood just streaming out of this dude's eyes. Oh, beauty. All right, sweet, sweet. Just a simple haircut for a simple guy whose eyes were tired of being in his head. Ah, the joys of sketching. Good call, Jared. Creeping flesh, nice. Doesn't, speaking of Peter Cushing, in the Tales from the Crypt movie, doesn't he also have empty eye sockets? I'm also not putting this guy's hands in. I think that's a little too much, but I will give him a tie. Classic EC comic style. There we go. Whoever said anything was wrong with me. I just drew a picture of a dude with his eyes bursting out of his head and crawling on it. Lovely. Terrific, guys. What a great way to cap off the stream for the day. We had a lot of fun today. I did, at least. Let me throw all these crazy things back here. Can get some of this erased so we can actually see the eyeballs. That was a quick sketch. But sometimes those are a lot of fun, just to get your thoughts out of your head. Old Witch, actually, we'll do it like this. Yep. Yeah, that's not going to work. There we go. That was good stuff. Nerd Hollow, my pleasure. Like I've said before, tell your friends I'll be streaming Tuesdays and Fridays from 2:30 to 5. So just having some fun. Good Lord, pardon me. Can is essentially inside the skull and you're looking at Cushing through the empty dripping sockets. I don't remember. Maybe. It's worth investigating. But yeah, streaming. It's been a blast, you guys. I love hanging out with y'all. You guys come up with great ideas. I have fun drawing them. So this has been great. So y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday. And then following that, Friday. So like I said, tell your friends and keep drawing. Stay safe. Stay home. Stay sexy. That's how I'm gonna end every stream. That's it. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.